Ruggles Battery. See that? 53 guns in position, April the 6th, 1862. There's a couple of them over there. But over here is a whole lot more. Now this is to do with the hornet's nest. Here is what this has to do. If you want to just pause and read that. Pause and read that. Pause and read that. And this is Captain Francis A. Shoup. There's a drawing, as you can see. And here's the overall map. And this timeline is April the 6th, 1862, from 3 to 5 p.m. in the afternoon. So you see all these guns here. And for this, it says, I know in the movie, that they brought these in. They were about 300 yards from the hornet's nest. So it's back in those woods back there. So here's your view, standing right behind this cannon. Just take a look. Now, obviously, a lot of these trees wouldn't have been here back then. But this would have been your view. And here, to come right up to where, this is where the cannonball would have went in. Right down that view right there. And that's what you're firing at. And you got this line of all these guys here that would be firing with you. And you see this is Ketchum's Alabama Battery. Ponce Third Brigade, Ruggles 1st Division, Bragg's Corps, Army of the Mississippi. And it says one section, 2 guns of this battery was engaged here from 3 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. April the 6th, 1852. And so I'll just take you, look at right down the side here. That should hopefully look pretty good. And then here, so if you're in the front of one of these, that's what you're facing here. I'll give you a size comparison. There's my hand. So there you go. That'll show you about the size of that. We got a ton of wasps there. That's trying to fight for that cannon. But anyway, got all these cannons all the way down through here. It looks like several more all the way down through there. But they'd have been firing, of course, right through there. So the hornet's nest is back in there, and we'll be coming around seeing some more of that. And then there's even a couple of cannons over there across the road. Let's go check those out real quick. Okay, so I've come across the road, and you can see this says 6th Mississippi, 23rd Tennessee, Claiborne 2nd Brigade of Hardee's Corps, Army of the Mississippi. And they got 2 guns here. That's obviously facing down that same way. Trying to loosen up those pesky Yankees. Trying to get them off their ground. But this is Army of the Mississippi, Burns Mississippi Battery, Trebu's 1st Brigade, Breckinridge's Corps. This battery was engaged here April the 7th, 1862 until about 10:30 a.m. when it retired to Shiloh Church. And Shiloh Church is the next stop for us, but it's a long way down through here. So they retired, and they went quite a ways, let me tell you, to get out of this area. But that's what you're looking at. So let's keep going. And the next stop is going to be Shiloh Church. Okay, I'm down at the Shiloh Church. I'll show it to you in a second. And you can see what this says, follow not go. A lot of brightness there, but here, if you want to pause that and read that. Pause that and read that. And then pause that and read that. Then you can see there's a picture of Beauregard right there. General Pierce G.T. Beauregard, Army of the Mississippi. So that would be the Shiloh Church there. You can see Illinois Battery B over there. This says left of Buckland's Brigadier Camp. Alright, so Violent Sabbath, which the Sunday is not the Sabbath. The Sabbath was Saturday, so and this is badly misnamed. But anyway, you can see that this took place April the 6th between 7 and 10 a.m. in the morning. You can pause and read that. You can see what they're showing, what they think is a little bit of the encampment look like. And then, of course, the map here, you can tell Johnston making a swing there to the left. This happened between 6:30 and 7:30, it looks like. You can see the number of men that each one had here. And see, we are right here, so they were heading right to where we're standing. And then, of course, you can see the others here. So where we're at, you can see they got some big modern church built there. Over there is the actual representation of the Shiloh Church. So let's see what this says. There's a historic sign here, so I'll let you read this. So yeah, if you can pause and read that, and then I'll scroll down here to the other part so you can finish it up right there. Let's go over here and look at this little building. As you can see, this modern day bigger version. But over here we've got the regular one, so let me get over there and show that to you. So this will be it right here. As you can see, it's just a representation of what would have been there 160 years ago. And you can see kind of a fireplace there, little pulpit, rough hewn log, benches here, pews. Pretty dark in here. There's what the top of it looks like. And this will be right back out the front door here. So if I'm standing in the back, looking forward, that's what it looks like. All right, let's go see what else we can see. All right, so here you can read about the Bloody Sixth, and 70% is what I read in the brochure of the Mississippi fighters. They were lost here on day 6, and you can see this happened between 8 and 8:45 in the morning on April the 6th there for our timeline. And you can see it's the Bloody Sixth right there. There's the Fraley Field that we're heading to after this, actually. And then the Ray Field, which is where we're at right now. And you can see they've got a tribute over here to the Mississippi boys, but it was this field here where this all had to do with the hornet's nest and trying to repel the Yankees here. But you can see those boys up there, and like I said, 70% of them got killed here in this field. So you can see a gun over there, and that's about all that they've got here. It's just representing that. And then there's, well, actually there are 2 guns over there across the road. And so, but this here is this field here, and the losses were astounding. I mean, to have that many. I mean, right there. Let's just read that together. Never before did I gaze so earnestly, mentally, into that dark unknown world and seek to the position I must occupy there. At this moment, I trust I made a sincere, honest surrender of myself to God, the maker of my and the preserver of my life. I ask for life, if that might be useful. One, let me remember this in future years. So, there you go. All right, let's move on to the next area. And you can see this sign. It says Peabody's Hunch, a chance Union patrol. So you can read this. So this is really where it all started. The pre-dawn of April 6th, 1862, the Union forces were unaware of nearly 44,000 Confederate troops ready to march upon them at the southwest. So you can continue to read that, pause this and read this. And yeah, right there, just pause all that and read that. And you'll be able to see here is, see, you are right here. Okay. And so, it's Ray Field here, and the Shiloh Cemetery. So where we came by a little bit ago. Let's go over here and look at these 2 little signs. Reconnoitering party under Major Powell advanced from this position 80 yards west, attacked Hardcastle's pickets at 4:55 a.m. April the 6th, 1862. Major Hardcastle's picket post in front of Hardee's line of battle was at corner of 2 fields, 1/4 mile west, Sunday morning, April 6, 1862. So, right down this little field, this little path right here. Now there's the field, and there's some signs down there. I'm going to walk you through here. We'll show up with the signs next, okay? See here, the 25th Missouri Infantry, Peabody's 1st Brigade, Prentice's 6th Division, Army of the Tennessee, companies B, E, and H of this regiment belonging to recording party were engaged here from 4:55 a.m. to 6 a.m. April 6, 1862, and then fell back to the northwest corner of Safe Field. Okay, so the little sign right over there says Fraley Field, but here I'll take you over and show that. So you see that, it says Fraley Field. So all of this, all through there, this is a big field, it goes way down through there. Hundreds of yards for sure. But over here is just a sign. The battle begins, you see? So here you go. Pause that and read that. Alerted by the Confederate shots fired on the patrol, Major James E. Powell slowly advanced his infantry to this point. So you can see they were fired on, then they come over this way looking for them. So pause that and read that. Now here you can read this. Enemy opened a heavy fire on us at a distance of about 200 yards, but most passed over us. We returned the fire immediately and kept it up. This, as you can see, is talking about 5 to 6 a.m. on April the 6th. And right here is the numbers and shows you what they mean. So if you want to kind of read those, and then this is the little map that it's got right here. So you can see Hardcastle and Hardy, Bragg back there. You are right here. And so we are looking, let's see, what we looking west, I guess. That'd be west. And that way is north. That's where we came from. Alright, so this is where Shiloh battle truly started from. And boy, the rest, as they say, is history. But we still got a lot more to cover. So let's keep going, okay? Okay, so at this 8th stop here, you can see that says Confederate attack. Early in the morning, skirmish at Fraley Field alerted forward Union commanders to the tens of thousands of Confederate soldiers descending upon their southernmost camps. And so this is where they're talking about that the Confederates made a big stand here and pushed the rebels back. Private Henry Morton Stanley is right there. You can look at that, and then here is the overall map. That's sun. Hopefully that'll help you see that review drill field, lost field up there. And then hopefully you can see the rest of that. So it's just this area here. You can see that we, on this map, are right here. So Hardy there. Rayfield. So you can see that they were just advancing up this way where we had been to Rayfield, which really be over in that direction. But they were heading in that general direction. Just look how thick and woodsy this is. Alright, let's go back here. Alright, so here you can see the 7th Arkansas, 2nd Arkansas, Shaver's 1st Brigade, Hardy's Corps, Army of the Mississippi are the ones that were here. These regiments on the left of Shaver's Brigade were engaged here at 7:30 a.m. April the 6th, 1862. So you see they came here and battled here. Let's keep going. Okay, so here you can stop and read all this. It says Hungry Soldiers and Souvenirs. The Yankees were camped here, and when the Confederates gotten up here, it said they hadn't eaten in 3 days. So they stopped here to take their plunder. You know, once they chased the Yankees out of here and took their stuff. And you can see the field map right there. And you see right there, it says the Yankees left everything they had: corn, oats, pants, vests, drawers, shirts, shoes, and a great many of other things of great abundance of the finest quality. This was at 9 to 9:45 on April the 6th, Sunday morning. Vision for victory. Here, you can go ahead and look at this great big map here, and this is a huge map. But here, pause this and read this as best you can. And then pause and read this. And then down here, pause and read that. And then just finish it up with that part down there. So you can see that down here, they've got a marker. It says Peabody down there. So this is where they came, this encampment. Let's go look at this sign over here real quick. This is camp of the 25th Missouri Infantry, Peabody's 1st Brigade, Prentiss 6th Division Army of the Tennessee. First position line of battle, April 6, 1862. 3 companies, 1 mile southwest, and attack upon Confederate pickets, others at southeast corner of Rayfield. So there you go. All right, let's keep going. And here we are at stop 10 of 22, and this is called the Hornet's Nest, the Impenetrable Thicket. So you can pause and read all of that if you would. And then you can pause and read that right there as well. And you can see sort of the picture they got drawn. Now this happened between noon and 2 o'clock in the afternoon on April the 6th, which is a Sunday again. And then you can see the battlefields here, the battle lines. And you can see that we're right there. And you can see Prentiss, Grant, Bragg, and Johnston back here. So we're in their position. And of course this maybe was going up that way. But the way that cannon over there is pointed, it was pointed back that way. So I guess maybe it's there. But here, just to show you, there's a couple different things here I want to look at. See, right here is a memorial to Iowa. So Iowa's got a number of distinguishments here. To her 4th Infantry, Tuttle's 1st Brigade, W.H.L. Wallace's 2nd Division, Army of the Tennessee. Here you can see we've got a couple of guns. Munch's Battery, 1st Minnesota, Lieutenant Art Prentiss, 6th Division, Army of the Tennessee. This battery had one section in action here and one section 300 feet north from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. April the 6th, 1862. The battery was again in action on the bank of the river near the mouth of Dill Branch. So you can see, and then we've got us a monument up there we'll look at in a second. Let's go look at this over here. Okay, the 21st Missouri Infantry was right here. Peabody's Brigade, the first one. And Brigade Prentiss' 6th, Army of the Tennessee. And so you can see here too that they were in here for quite a little while. But let's go on around to take a look at some other stuff. First thing to note is on this tree, look at this burl wood here. How cool is that? I mean, that is huge, okay? That's several feet tall. And wraps around all the way to there. My goodness, that is great. You know, down here we got some more things. So let's go take a look at these. So you can see here's another dedication to Iowa. The 8th Regiment Infantry Volunteers coming out of Colonel J.L. Geddes. So you can look at that and see about 4 p.m. when it changed front to left. So you can read all that if you want to pause that and see that. But anyway, here's just a couple representatives of their guns. And then look at this monument. This is for Ohio here, actually. Isn't that cool? How somebody can make that out of stone. This is 6th Battery, Light Artillery, commanded by Captain Andrew Hickenlooper, Prince 6th Division, Army of the Tennessee. Anyway, there's other signs and stuff all the way down through there, but I cannot get everything. This video will be 4 days long. Let's go back up here and look at a couple more. Here next to the road, this is to the CSA, finally to the right side. It says artillery, and it says Dalyert's Battery. Thought maybe I was standing on an ant pile there. Shoup's Battalion, Hubbard's Battery, Cleburne's Brigadier, Triggs Battery, something Corps, Robert's Battery, unassigned. And then you can see here they've got some stuff here, and it's kind of hard for me to read, but if you can pause that. I was talking about Arkansas, I can't see that. But to stay out of the sun, you can see there's a soldier all the way up at the top, even though I'm sure he's silhouetted because of the time of the day. Now this here says, to the brave Confederate dead of Arkansas who fell upon this battlefield. This monument is erected by the Arkansas Division United Daughters of the Confederacy in the year 1910. Wow. Okay. So this is some of the hornet's nests. Let's go down here and look at just a little bit more. Okay, so what I just showed you was on the Sunken Road. And it says Sunken Road, no vehicles, so that's part of what I was on. And you can see this says Hornet's Nest center of the Union line was right here. So you can see there's a number of monuments down here. We're going to take a look at some of them. This is where the Sunken Road continues on. So this was a big drawing line for this whole battle all through here. As you can see, you got a couple of guns here. This is Minnesota. Right there. So let's go walk on the Sunken Road here. And you can see it's sunken just because it's a little bit downgrade of that, just a few inches is really all it is. But back then, I mean, it probably was more, for the simple fact that obviously much more men, horses, artillery, everything coming through here. And it was raining and all that stuff, so they would have worn this down, no doubt. But here is another monument to Iowa. So Iowa apparently did distinguish itself, I guess, on here. Yeah, I can't read all these to you, okay? But if you want to pause and read that, hopefully you can see it. And you see how they built this up down here. And there's one way down there, but I'm not going to get it. You can see this big field here. So all part of the Hornet's nest. And that's where the Confederate guns, I believe, were up there that were firing back this way. So that's a long shot through there, I got to tell you. But boy. And this line continues, I mean, way, way, way down through there. But this is the famous Hornet's Nest. So, man, talk about walking in history. I mean, being where many men on both sides have died and killed, wounded, missing, all of that. Anyway, we're going to keep going and see what's next.